guys, this is Stephanie. Welcome to Stephanie's Journey. For those of you who are here for the very first time, welcome. And for those of you who are returning, welcome back. I know I've been missing in action, but as I said in my giveaway, I am in the middle of tax season, so my time is very limited. But for you today, I am doing a jackfruit, this young jackfruit. I'm going to make some jackfruit tenders, like chicken tenders, and they're going to be barbecue. I'm not making the barbecue sauce. I'm going to use Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. So, if you like to see how I make my jackfruit chicken tenders, then stick around and stay tuned. Okay, the first thing you want to do is take your jackfruit, pour it out the can, and you want to drain it and rinse it really good. And then you want to take about 4 cups of water, and it's just 1 can of jackfruit. I think it's about 15 ounces. You want to use chicken stock, mock chicken stock. I don't have any chicken stock. I just usually water, and I use this better than bouillon, no chicken base, and it's vegan. So that's what I use instead of chicken stock. Sometimes I buy the fake chicken stock, but to me this keeps better and it's longer and you get more for your money with this. And I've used this before, but in case you don't know, 1 teaspoon is equal to 1 cube if you buy those little cubes of bouillon, or an 8-ounce can if you buy it in a can. And usually I use one of these, and these 32 ounces. I usually put one of these in there and boil it. So I only have a little bit left, probably not even a teaspoon, but I got some more. So I'm going to get this out of here, what I have left in here. It's probably more. It's probably about 3 teaspoons, so that's probably going to be about enough, maybe. I'm going to make it enough, that way I won't open another one. I'm going to put that in my water and let it dissolve, and then I'm going to put my jackfruit in here and I'm going to boil it for about 20 to 30 minutes to let it soak up that flavor and get that canned flavor out of it. I don't like canned vegetables at all. I really hardly ever buy them other than beans, and I keep saying I'm gonna stop buying beans and start cooking them too myself. And this stuff is a little salty. I'm going to warn you, if you have not used it, it is a little salty, so keep that in mind. I don't add salt to anything too much when I use it. That's what it is. Let me see if I can move this camera up a little bit closer so you can see in the pan. Okay, there we go. So I have that in there. I'm going to let it come to a boil, and then I'm going to drop the jackfruit in. Now, if you've never used jackfruit, it has these little seed pods on them, and some people take them off, some people don't. You can eat them, but they're soft, they're not hard or anything, so you can eat them. But sometimes I put them off, sometimes I don't. Just depends on if they're readily available. But I'm going to put these in here and let them boil. And I do a quick boil, I mean a high boil, high speed boil. I don't do it like a little simmer, but what I'm trying to get it to do is just suck up all that flavor. And like this is kind of thick, so if you don't want it that thick, you can cut it in half, but this is usually how they come in those little triangles. And make sure you get the young jackfruit if you're buying it from the can, because you don't want the ones that's not young, because it'll be sweet like actual fruit, so you don't want that. So you want the young one, so it'll have that meaty taste. And you see how it resembles chicken? It looks like chicken, and it doesn't really have much of a flavor to it. So it takes on whatever flavor of your seasoning that you use. That's why I like to use this to make chicken, to fry it, deep fry it. And that's what we're gonna do. And people, make sure you wash your hands before you start cooking. I've washed mine, can't say it enough. All right, and that is it. So I'm gonna put the top on this and let this simmer for about 20 minutes, and then we'll come back and we'll do the dredging part, which would pretty much be like my tofu video. I'll link that up here so you can check that out and see how I do that. So stay tuned. We have a 1/2 cup of flour in this one and a 1/4 cup of flour in this one. The one with the 1/4 cup is what we're gonna make as the dredge. And then I have my chicken seasoning that I make myself. I'll leave it up here in the cards, and down below you can check there. And then I have 1 teaspoon of Cajun Spice. So we're going to mix that together, and this is going to be the wet dredge. And I always like to season my wet dredge as well as my dry. And then I have the same thing here, but double the amount. So I have 2 teaspoons of Cajun and, no, 1 teaspoon of Cajun and 2 teaspoons of my chicken seasoning. We're gonna put that in there, and that's gonna be the dry. And you always want your flour to have some flavor. Plain old flour don't have no flavor, and you don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is get my chicken out. We're gonna put a little bit of water, not chicken, I keep calling it chicken because, you know, that's what it's supposed to mimic, but my jackfruit. But you're gonna put, this is a 1/4 a cup of water. We just wanna add a little bit in there till it's about the consistency of pancake batter. Not too thin, not too thick. Might need a little bit more than this. We'll see. Just a little bit more. And so I'm on standby just in case. See that's thick, a little thick. Might want a little teeny bit thinner than that, but let me stir it up a little bit better. Might be good enough. Put a little bit more water, not too much more. So that's probably still 1/4 a cup. I don't think it was all the way full. Try to do about the same amount of flour and water, equal parts. Sometimes you may need 2 or 3 more teaspoons in it, and that's about the consistency of pancake batter. Let's put that to the side. And let's drain our jackfruit and come back, so stay tuned. Okay, I got the jackfruit in here that's been drained. And what I'm gonna do, it's still hot, should let it cool down. But I'm not. I'm gonna take this and put it in the dry first. And just like I did with my tofu, I'm not gonna put my hands in it because this is not what I like to do. I'm gonna put the top on it and I'm just gonna shake it up. This is my easy way of doing it. That's how I like to do it. Works for me. If it don't work for you, do it however you see fit. But this is how I see fit. Take it out, then put it in the whip. Then put the top on it and do the same thing. Shake it up. Then shake up. Too good. Don't have enough in there. Might be too thick. Yeah, it's too thick. It's too thick. But we gonna make it work. Why? Because we ain't got time for nothing else. Take it, put it in there. And I probably need 2 separate tongs, one for dry, one for wet. Better mess up the tongs than have this mess all over my hands, because that's what I don't like. Oh, that was trying to turn in half. We ain't fixing to have that. Put the dry top back on. Shake it up. And that's good and coat it. Yep. And while you're doing that, make sure you have you some oil. If you're gonna deep fry them like I'm gonna do, make sure you have some oil, your oil getting warm, hot. So I have my oil over there getting hot. And I just use regular old vegetable oil. And sometimes I like to put some vegan butter down in there because when I always fry chicken, I always put a stick of butter in my oil to give it that good old crispy taste. So that is definitely an option. This one trying to come apart. We ain't trying to go out like that though. We're gonna add a little bit more water to this. See if we can fix that too thick issue. For the last little bit we got left, add a little bit more flour and a little bit more water. Now that look too runny, but we gonna roll with that. All right, let's get the last little bit out of here. Throw it in here, and all we have left is the little pods and seeds. We're gonna give this a dry run. And this is the same thing I do with my tofu again, so check up in the iCards or down below. I'm gonna link the tofu one as well as my chicken seasoning so that you'll have that. In case you don't want to try jackfruit, you just want to do tofu. Or you can do my buffalo or lemon pepper cauliflower. I'll leave that in the cards as well for you to check out. Alright, yeah, that's better. I can tell. Yep, see how much better that is? Oh, let's do the wet ones. They're trying to break on me. Alright, and the last little bit of the dry. And again, this is just 1 can. Depends on how big your family is, how much you want to cook. But 1 can is enough for 2 people, I think. Depends on how greedy you are. If you're not cooking anything else with it, you know. And shake it up real good and get it coated pretty good. Just take that out, put it over to the side with the rest of them. And then I'm going to take you guys over to the sink. Not to the sink, to the stove, and we're gonna fry these up. Okay, I got a little bit of vegan butter. This one is made from avocado oil, and I'm just gonna put, I don't know, that's about 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of that into my oil. Okay, so now we know the oil is hot enough. We're gonna get some more tongs out, and we're just gonna drop these beauties in here to fry up. And you fry them just like you would fry chicken. Trying to get all of them in the pan. Cook them all in one batch. And that's it. I'm gonna put my splatter thing on top of it to keep the grease from splattering everywhere. That's the wrong side. And we're gonna let these cook probably about 2 or 3 minutes on each side. So I'm let them cook on one side, then I'm flip them over to the other. That's all, because they're pretty much submerged for the most part, so you don't have to turn them but once. We're gonna turn these over. And they just look just like pieces of chicken nuggets. They look really good. We'll let it cook for a couple more minutes, and then we'll come back and put the barbecue sauce on it, so stay tuned. Okay, we're gonna pull them out. See what they look like. Look just like chicken. Can't really too much tell the difference. I'm telling you, you can't. You can eat them just like this, but I'm going to put, this is one of my favorites, the Sweet Baby Ray's Sweet Vidalia Onion Barbecue Sauce. I don't see anything in here that would not be vegan, so I think it's vegan. If it's not, somebody let me know. But it's not good for you. The first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup, so it's horrible for you. Nobody wants to eat that, but it's freaking delicious. So what I do, after I let it drain, I take the paper towel out, and I put them back in this little pan. I use the same pan the whole time. And I just put some barbecue sauce on it. And I preheat my little toaster oven at 450 degrees. You can put it in your regular oven, but ain't nobody heating up no whole oven for no one little pan like this. And I just put it in my toaster oven on 450 for probably about 10 minutes. Just long enough to let this barbecue sauce get through, and you know, you can eat it just like this with it just drenched on here like that, but I like mine to cook on there a little bit, and I don't cover it up. I just put it in there like this. Let me get my little thing. I just take my barbecue thing and just, I don't know what this called. I just call it a barbecue thing because, you know, I just make up names for stuff. I'm sure it has a name. Basting brush probably, if I would guess. And you can stop here, but it tastes so much better when you put it in the oven and let that barbecue sauce cook on there. And you can cover it up for like 5 minutes and then uncover it, but I just leave it uncovered because it ain't really chicken, so you ain't trying to cook it the rest of the way through. You're just trying to cook the sauce into the skin of it a little bit, or not skin, but the coating, because it ain't no skin on here because it ain't meat. However, that's all you're trying to do. So, oh, don't that look good? Looks freaking delicious. So I'm gonna put this in the oven at 450 for 10 minutes and we'll be back, so stay tuned. Okay guys, we are going to do a taste test. Get one of these out of here. I'll put one on this saucer. See if my B camera, if you can see it. We're gonna cut into it and see how soft that is. Look at it. It looks like the brown meat of chicken. Look like a chicken thigh. Because it got a brown texture to it. But you see that crust? Came out perfect. I'm gonna get some on the fork. It is piping hot as always. I need to wait for this stuff to cool off, and I'm getting a bit sick. So, this is what we have. We're gonna blow it because it's hot, and I mean hot, hot. And the key to this, people, is boiling it in chicken stock to suck up that chicken flavor. That's key. That's rule number one. Second one, make sure you season your flour with chicken seasoning. It don't have chicken in it. You're vegan, it doesn't have chicken in it. And get you some mock chicken stock, or the one that I showed you. Boil it. You can boil it for a little bit longer than 30 minutes. I just boil mine for 30 minutes. It's fine. It's good. Very good. Looks like chicken. Doesn't have the meat texture, of course, because it's not meat, but it's good. I actually think it's better than the cauliflower ones. Way better. So, I'm gonna eat these, and like I said, check in the description box below. You'll get the video for the chicken seasoning that I made myself, and I will list my cauliflower wing video as well as my tofu video, and you can check those two out as well. There's 3 of them. Check those 3 out as well. Once again, thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Sorry that I've been gone so long, but again, it's tax season, so I don't know when I'll be back, but tax season is on the 15th of April, so I'll be back after that. If I don't be back before, I'll be back before to do my winner of my giveaway. But I don't know if I do another video between now and then because I don't have time. I work a full-time job and I have a tax business on the side. So that takes all of my time. And I don't make no money on YouTube, so this does not come second. It comes not even third. But anyway, thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. And hopefully I'll be back soon. And I hope to see you all in my very next video. Bye-bye.